that caught me by surprise, man, that has went viral. So Caitlin Clark dropped the interview with the Chinese content creator, I believe. And yeah, his channel wasn't that big. And for her to sit down and talk to him, I think she got paid, bro. There's a ton of content creators over here from the States that Caitlin Clark could have sat down with. This guy channel is sitting at, now I don't know his familiarity with basketball, but I think he might be a big staple over there in China in basketball. But for her to sit down with this,
absolutely no one saw this coming, and the silence from the official channels in the immediate aftermath was completely and utterly deafening, leaving everyone scrambling to figure out what this incredibly audacious move truly meant for the WNBA and for its brightest star. You can be sure the implications for the traditional sports media world are absolutely immense.
Rachel Domina is the biggest one, and for her not to get like this type of interview is shocking to me, you know. But whatever, to each his own. But Caitlin Clark talked about some things in this interview that has made headlines. I have not seen this whole thing in its entirety. We finna watch it here on the channel. We're not finna watch the whole thing. I think it's 20 minutes long here. But yeah, we're not finna watch this whole thing. But I definitely wanted to watch this thing here with you guys and check it out, man. So let's jump right into it. Now I will be stopped.
And just like that, she said it. Caitlin Clark's bombshell viral interview didn't drop on ESPN. It wasn't a sit-down with Rachel Nichols. No, it was with a relatively unknown Chinese content creator, a move that sent immediate and massive shockwaves ripping through the entire sports media landscape. Think about it for a second. The choice to completely bypass every single major US media outlet sparked a firestorm of questions about control, about strategy, and about the future of player-led global initiatives.
Be a winner. What happened?
They killed the lights on
How did they
you.
get
Shoot the lights out.
That's right. I like that.
What is this?
Sounds like the generator maybe went off.
This beat
Two
is,
shooters out here. We shoot up.
let me see if I can get it without the beat. Let's listen.
Myself. So that's probably when I felt the most challenged, is when I would, you know, whether it was a hard workout or a bad game or something like that. I feel like you find ways to challenge.
Like, basketball is a little bit challenging for you, or you're born to be a winner, you never feel like that.
That's a great question. Honestly, I feel like there's obviously a lot of challenging moments throughout my
So let's just dive right into the heart of it, because the second this interview surfaced, the whispers instantly began circulating everywhere. Was she paid for this? The decision to sit down with a comparatively small international channel instead of one of the established media giants feels like a highly calculated, incredibly independent move. This wasn't some casual off-the-cuff chat. You're looking at a strategic power play, one that could have serious financial underpinnings that might completely redefine how superstar athletes manage and monetize their own media presence from now on.
It's a great question. Honestly, I feel like there's obviously a lot of challenging moments throughout my career. I feel like I probably always had a lot of natural skill, but I also wanted to get a lot better at it. So I always found ways to challenge myself. So that's probably when I felt the most challenged, is when I would, you know, whether it was a hard workout or a bad game or something like that. I feel like you find ways to challenge yourself within those moments. But I would probably say I always kind of had a natural skill for it and just a knack for basketball, but I also really loved it and wanted to get better at it.
Got you. So mostly you are born to be a winner.
I guess we can say that.
之所以我们聊天的地点会停电，是因为我们的对话
You feel like
Let's be clear, this was not a simple oversight or a scheduling conflict. It was a deliberate bypass, a move signaling a fresh and perhaps more lucrative approach to building her personal brand. What kind of message does this send to the league's long-standing media partners who have invested millions? And you have to wonder, how will it impact future access for the very journalists who have traditionally championed the sport for years?
I'm trying to give it some more moments.
And that was the greatest thing for me, you know, going throughout the recruiting process, is like I wanted to play for a coach.
he did a research on it, so I'm gonna do the breakdown and
Okay.
introduction for all of them.
All right, I love it.
没错，所以我做了刚刚的这个广告解析。
It's really hard to watch
以及
this, guys.
NCAA
You know, it was a quick transition coming from college to the professional life, but you kind of figure it out. And I love being here in Indianapolis, and the state of Indiana loves basketball probably more than most places. So I think that's really special. And yeah, I think there's a lot of many exciting years ahead.
So, which aspect of your game?
The WNBA, and by extension Adam Silver, now have to contend with a brand new era, one where their star players might be directly monetizing their global appeal completely outside of the conventional league partnerships, and you better believe that is raising eyebrows all across the industry. Honestly, when you look at the landscape, there are obviously a lot of challenging moments, and this is a big one. The snub to prominent US sports journalists, especially to figures like Rachel Demina, was absolutely impossible to ignore and felt incredibly pointed. Demina is widely seen as one of the leading most respected voices in women's basketball coverage, yet Clark deliberately chose a completely different path, highlighting a massive potential shift in how athletes view their media relations.
Game do you think has changed the most? Because you already have your arsenals, your passing.
Yeah.
You mentioned the passing a lot.
Yeah.
And everybody knows you have the threes.
Yeah.
So which part of your game changed the most?
Changed the most. Honestly, I think you just have to add a lot to your game when you become a professional, because everybody kind of knows what you're good at. So you kind of have to be better at a lot more things. You have to do different things. So I think that's probably been a learning curve of just trying to get better and better every single day. And I remember that after my rookie year. Obviously, you don't have much time when you graduate college and you come to the WNBA to really improve and work on your game, because you have a turnaround of a month before you start playing.
It was a crystal clear statement of her global ambition. This interview wasn't just meant for her existing American fan base, it was a carefully planned strategic outreach to a massive, largely untapped international market. Her personal brand is now explicitly and forever tied to global expansion, a monumental move that carries significant weight and potentially operates on a completely different and much faster timeline than any of the official league initiatives.
Well, to you. So how you feel about that?
That's pretty cool. And obviously, China's not a place I've ever been to, but I know I'll be there very soon. And I think that's super exciting. And I think having that type of reach is something that also has an impact on me. You get to inspire so many different people, so many people from different walks of life, but they all love the same thing. They love basketball and they love getting to watch it and become better at it. And that's exactly kind of what my story was. I always just wanted to be better. I loved watching it. I wanted to put a lot of time into improving my game. So hopefully I'm inspiring a lot of people in China, especially the young boys and girls, to want to really invest a lot of time to be as great as they can be.
In New High's podcast, you mentioned
This spooky factor is precisely the tightrope that Adam Silver must now navigate to ensure the league's stability and maintain some semblance of brand consistency. And yeah, looking at the big picture, I think there are a lot of exciting and perhaps chaotic years ahead. So which aspect is most important? For me, it was Clark's direct mention of visiting China very soon and her explicit, heartfelt desire to inspire young boys and girls over there. You have to understand, that wasn't just some passing comment thrown in at the end.
Rusty at all going in?
I mean, not really. I think you're just a little anxious to get out there and get playing again. I felt really good. I thought there was a few periods where I felt a little tired. I asked for a sub there in the second half or in the second quarter, and Steph got me a quick one. But other than that, my legs felt really strong. I felt in good shape, and a lot of that is credit to our medical team. Have kept me in shape, even though I haven't been able to maybe be up and down as much as everybody else. It's just finding other things to do that I can find confidence in. I'm ready to play, and that's certainly how I felt out there.
The original commentator hit the nail on the head when they described the interview choice as spooky, and that is a truly telling reaction to just how unconventional and unexpected this whole situation is. This deep-seated unease really stems from the unknown, the complete and total deviation from the standard operating procedure we've come to expect in athlete-media relations. It throws up a whole host of questions about who is truly controlling the narrative, who is benefiting financially from these arrangements, and whether the league even has adequate oversight when its biggest star makes such an impactful independent move on the global stage. This whole situation naturally leads us to the most pressing question of all. Is Caitlin Clark single-handedly spearheading the WNBA's push into the massive Chinese market? Or is she charting her own independent course, one that could potentially operate completely separate from the league's official strategy? That distinction is absolutely crucial here, because if it's the latter, if she's going it alone, it sets an incredibly powerful precedent for player agency in global brand development, a precedent that Adam Silver would have no choice but to address head-on. It means the WNBA's international strategy might now be implicitly or maybe even overtly influenced and perhaps even dictated by its most impactful individual players. Now, in Nuhai's podcast, you heard them mention Clark's incredibly heartfelt desire to inspire young people on a global scale, especially in places as huge and important as China. And let's be fair, that message resonates deeply with the WNBA's core mission to grow the game worldwide. She sees her own story as a powerful testament to the results of hard work and unwavering dedication, and she genuinely wants others to be inspired to invest a lot of time to be as great as they can be. This powerful message, delivered through such an unconventional and unexpected channel, carries a strategically complex yet undeniably positive impact that the league undoubtedly wants to amplify, but the key question is, do they want to amplify it on their own controlled terms? Her incredibly candid discussion about the whirlwind, rapid transition from her college career to the demanding professional life and the absolute imperative to add a lot to your game offers a rare and fascinating glimpse into the intense demands placed upon rising WNBA stars. She openly acknowledged the incredibly limited turnaround time for any real improvement after leaving college, revealing the relentless non-stop grind that professional athletes are forced to endure. This kind of raw insight could, and perhaps should, directly influence how the league structures its player development and support systems, especially for those high-profile rookies who are entering the pros under the weight of immense public scrutiny. What's more, Clark emphatically emphasized her deep commitment to daily improvement, even after what was by all accounts a phenomenal rookie year, which really just underscores her relentless and seemingly insatiable work ethic. She genuinely believes and stated that she still feels a lot of room to improve and get better, and she said that's precisely what she works on every single day. This internal drive for continuous, never-ending growth is a powerful testament to her character. But it also shines a bright light on the WNBA's incredibly demanding schedule, a gauntlet where players have to somehow find the time and energy for significant skill development in between constant competition and cross-country travel. She also took a moment to reflect on finding ways to consistently challenge herself, whether that comes through grueling hard workouts or by learning from the sting of bad games, revealing a deep-seated, almost primal competitive spirit. Clark shared that she always felt she had a natural skill for the game, but that was coupled with an unyielding, burning desire to get a lot better at it. It's this internal drive, not the pressure from the outside world, that has clearly been the foundational element of her incredible success, shaping her entire journey from a very early age and fueling her meteoric ascent to global superstardom. This interview also subtly but powerfully highlighted Clark's incredible winner mentality, that unwavering self-belief, and her constant relentless pursuit of excellence in everything she does. You get the sense that she never feels truly overwhelmed by the challenge of basketball itself, but instead she finds ways to embrace adversity and ultimately overcome it. This exact mindset is absolutely crucial for any player who is under the kind of immense 24/7 pressure she faces, and it's a quality that not only defines her game on the court, but also makes her an incredibly compelling and magnetic figure for global audiences, including those in massive new markets she's trying to reach. And yet, right in the middle of all her clear global aspirations, Clark expressed a very deep and genuine affection for Indianapolis and the entire state of Indiana, making a point to note their profound, almost spiritual love for the game of basketball. This strong local connection is what grounds her entire narrative, demonstrating that while she may be dreaming of international reach and global domination, she remains incredibly committed to her adopted home. It's a powerful juxtaposition that really humanizes her journey and showcases her appreciation for the immediate community that supports her night in and night out. Clark went on to detail how her professional career has truly necessitated a significant evolution in her game on the court, forcing her to diversify her offensive arsenal because, in her own words, everybody kinda knows what you're good at. This incredibly candid admission reveals the complex strategic adjustments that are absolutely required to survive and thrive at the highest level of sport. You have to be constantly adapting, constantly evolving to counter opponents who are meticulously studying your every single move. It's a critical lesson in professional